The rally itself ended relatively calmly. Most people left, but it wasn't long until a smaller group returned outside police headquarters, and things slowly got out of hand.
They murder us! Bring out the chief! Bring out the chief!
Chief Robert White didn't come out then, so some tried to go in. From there, it evolved into a standoff, a line in the street at 7th and Jefferson. It was also a line between generations, with older civil rights activists asking the crowd to go home, and younger people ignoring them.
Damn it! We won't have this for my
Giving you the order to disperse. We're going to move the mounted patrol through the intersection.
What did I play that? You ain't doing nothing! Look at me, my brother!
Yeah, 1 more minute.
Just go home! Help me! Please help me!
In a burst of activity that lasted only about 5 minutes, tempers flared on both sides of the conflict.
Oh my God! What did she do to you?
Police with crowd control weapons crowded the streets. The pepper gas guns were never used, but the arrests quickly mounted.
You see them get that? They're arresting me!
As things calmed, the chief was outside, at one point trying to talk to some of the demonstrators.
Now, hold on, dog. I just want to listen.
Chief Robert White's night was just beginning, but a demonstration that began peacefully had ended with some people's ideas cast to the curb.
Arms going forwards, backwards, little push through.
On the campus of Cumberland College,
Off we go.
soccer practice is just as demanding,
Pick it up, come on.
just as intense.
Pass the ball, don't flick it. Pass the ball, don't flick it.
Yet this season, there's something missing from the men's team.
It's just a huge, huge loss. Somebody that I thought had his whole life ahead of him. Was a great kid.
Forward Brenton Davidson, number 17.
A very lively kid, a great smile. One of those kind of cheeky smiles that kind of made you laugh a little bit. An absolute great kid.
Russell Stewart was one of Brenton's teammates, one of his best friends.
There was like a group of 5 of us that became like brothers from the start.
But in May, 19-year-old Brenton, a freshman from Monroe, Ohio, died after inhaling compressed air, the kind commonly used to clean computer keyboards.
I laughed because I didn't believe it.
Total shock, disbelief, to be perfectly honest with you.
Brenton's death shook this small, tightly knit campus, and today the shockwaves have spread well beyond Williamsburg and well beyond Kentucky. In fact, what happened here is being used as an example of a growing national trend. As more of these cans end up on store shelves, more young people are abusing them.
One of the most popular things right now that we're hearing about is the computer cleaner spray.
Harvey Weiss is with the National Inhalant Prevention Coalition in Austin, Texas.
I am concerned about that as much, if not more, than some of the other products that are being misused. Kids don't understand the dangers of it. They think it's canned air, and they start to play with it, and all of a sudden you have a fatality.
Weiss says huffing kills between 100 and 125 people each year in the U.S., and he says there's no way to tell just how many of those deaths are caused by inhaling compressed air.
I relate it to Russian roulette.
Rick Spiller is with the Kentucky Regional Poison Control Center.
This one concerns us because it basically, looks like it's just compressed air, but it has a fluorocarbon in it as the propellant. And so they think they can just put it straight to their mouth because it's just air.
Spiller says huffing this stuff to get high can kill within seconds.
Now, in Kentucky, we've seen 2 fatalities within about 16 months from this particular product.
Back on the Cumberland College campus, they've planted a tree in Brenton's memory. And not too far away, soccer practice goes on.
The only option that we can have is avenging his death.
To do that, Brenton's teammates plan to go out and teach others what they have learned about the dangers of huffing.
You know, we have to take the positive out of every situation, and his death is a huge loss. If we can educate other children and save lives, then we can take something positive from it.
Well done, and stretch. Good, and stretch. Well done.
I think a lot of us are nervous. Yesterday I discovered that a lot of us are pretty scared.
Harry, pull it.
Overall, I loved high school. I loved people I met. I think that relationships mean a lot, and they get you through life.
Thanks.
We all think it's very strange. I think it's very strange how, you know, Monday morning we're all going to wake up and, you know, go to work instead of school.
She looks all right.
Help me.
We can find the middle of her head. There it is. There.
Shut up.
Let's go. Seniors.
A little nervous.
Welcome to the commencement exercises for the Jeffersontown High School class of 2003.
It doesn't end here. Some of you will go into the job market. Some of you will go on to college. Some of you may go in the military, nursing, become doctors. Who knows? The bottom line is the future is yours to decide from this day forward.
It's a new beginning, and it's something that me and a bunch of us, you know, in my class have been anticipating for quite a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2003, now the graduates of Jeffersontown High School.
It kind of makes me sad, but I know that all of us are going to be fine. We were strong enough to make it through high school, so I hope a lot of us are strong enough to make it through the real world.
This is what a rider always aims for, races like this and the opportunity to ride horses like Globalizer.
His name is Francisco Torres.
And we're looking for victory this afternoon.
A jockey of 14 years, a veteran of thousands of races, just none like today.
Runs past him, and Rolling with Nolan look like they could be prominent speed horses to me.
It's 8 a.m. at Turfway Park, and the day has just begun. Time to discuss strategy with the trainer for Globalize. The colt Cisco will ride in today's Spiral Stakes, a prep race for the Derby.
I've been out on the last 2 mornings. He's been training very well up to this race. Seems to like the racetrack. And today's a day that he'll prove himself. I'm hoping for. He seems like he's got a heart, which a good racehorse needs in this business. Ready?
Yeah.
Pick your feet up, Danny. I'm swinging you guys. I was born in Mexico, a little town out of Mexico City called San Luis Potosí. My parents brought me when I was very young to the state of Illinois. To America, actually, I should say. What's up, Booger Man? Doing all right, huh? You got the helmet on?
I was just trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah?
Ernie called, your father called, Uncle Raymond called.
But the messages will have to wait. Cisco has to return to the track.
We're on our way to Turfway Park.
Post time is just over an hour away.
Be $10. Thank you.
This is where the jockeys dress and get prepared for the races. I broke this collarbone 6 times, and this one I've broken 5 times. And my ribs, this is where my lungs were punctured, and they put the tube in to keep my lungs inflated. But I've been very fortunate. I'm glad to be here.
A series of seizures also temporarily ended his career last year. This is Cisco's chance for redemption. Today, he will not only be in the Spiral Stakes, but 9 other races as well.
Give her a chance. Let her break on her.
Okay.
Cisco would begin the day on a filly named Exotic Angel. The name would be appropriate for the afternoon to come. Cisco finishes third, but there's little time to reflect. As soon as the race is over, he must take care of business behind the scenes.
Unfortunately, my horses been finishing seconds and thirds, but it could be worse. They could be finishing fourths and fifths. So it's been a positive day, and this is the race we've been looking for. So we're going in with great spirits and strong and looking for a great race. I run second in this race last year, hoping to win it this year.
Finally, the moment has arrived. Francisco Torres sits on top of Globalize, while the fans, the media, and the nation at home watch to see if he will likely be the next entry in the Kentucky Derby.
Well, I think you've heard the bugler call the horses to the track, so let's take a look at them in the post-parade. Drawing the rail is number 1, Globalize.
Standing well, and they're off. Down along the inside, Globalize. Rolling with Nolan quickly between horses. And now it's Archer City Slew rolling with Nolan up on the outside. Take second. Archer City Slew rolling with Nolan. Elite Mercedes up on the outside runs third. Globalize has dropped back in fourth. Rolling with Nolan on the inside. Globalize is coming back again. Here comes Globalize. Globalize on the inside comes back to post the upset.
This is what a jockey strives for.
Cisco would go on to win the next 2 races as well. But at the end of the day, nothing could replace the thrill of the spiral.
You handsome dude.
A moment that deserved a final celebration.
The day's over with for me. My next goal would be to win the Kentucky Derby.
You want perspective? I'll give you perspective. No matter how you slice it, you can factor in inflation, what Europeans are paying for gasoline, whatever. The fact of the matter is we are paying a lot more for gasoline right now than what we were just a few years ago. In fact, I looked through the WHAS 11 News archives, our stories these last few years, to show you. Take a look at last year's coverage. 2005, we were paying in Louisville an average of $2.17, so we were very concerned when Hurricane Dennis pushed that up to $2.37 a gallon. 1 year before that, in 2004, the average price we were very concerned about, $1.89 per gallon. And 1 year before that, in 2003, just 3 years ago, our price, $1.26 per gallon. You got it, less than half than what we're paying right now. Now, the Energy Information Association says the average Kentuckian uses 526 gallons of gasoline in a given year. The average household has about 2.5 people. That works out to about 1,300 gallons of gasoline used by the average household in a given year. With those 2003 prices, you're talking about $1,600 in a given year for your gas bill. With these new prices, more than $3,800 in a given year. You got it. You're not exaggerating. The cost of gas is costing you big time. Joe Arnold, WHAS 11 News.